Hello, everybody, and welcome to Finding the Guardian of Your Soul. I'm Lisa Shield, and it is such a pleasure to be back with you. I am thrilled to be presenting one of my former clients, Stella. I love that name. Um, I am thrilled to have her here. She is such a wonderful, wonderful woman. She's so bright and articulate, and she is going to talk to you today about her experience in both my front end program, which is called Emotionally Naked Dating. It's a 12-week course. And then she went on to do a second course called SSW, which is the Sisterhood of Self-Actualized Women. So we are thrilled to have you here, Stella. Can you tell everybody just a little bit about you so you're not just Stella? So you have a little more dimension.
Stella in 3D. So I'm Stella. That is my name. That's actually a name given by my dad. He chose that name, and I'm a registered nurse. I live in Canada, but also in Israel. And I found Lisa. I found END. I guess quite accidentally. I was just really kind of ready to give up on dating, and I was saying that I kind of feel numb, and this is sort of, just not very hopeful about this whole process. And then and then we met, and then END happened, and then I think I changed quite a bit as a result, and then I decided to.
All right, I'm going to pause you because you are getting way ahead of us.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
Let me bring you back. So I just wanted them to know a little bit about, you're a registered nurse and you live in Canada and you were feeling pretty hopeless about finding your guy, right? And I remember because I don't do the breakthrough calls anymore, but I did yours. And I remember our first call, Stella, where so you were feeling, let's go back to that first. You were feeling hopeless, and give whatever you feel comfortable sharing about like what had happened, what was going on in your dating world. I know you had a guy who really had let you down, and you were pretty crushed from that experience when we met.
Right. Yeah, but I think the bigger, I'm not going to place that much. I'll get back I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger picture is that well, I have been married in the past. That was a long time ago. I got married in 2009, and we separated and divorced in 2010. So from my perspective, all this time I've been trying to find Mr. Right or the guardian of my soul, and it's just and it's just not hasn't been happening. And I just thought to myself, well, maybe I'm just unlucky, or maybe this is just not, the stars are not aligned for me. Maybe this is not something that's going to happen to me. Yeah, I guess I was just looking. I had my own timeline.
Let me go back to that, because I think those are feelings a lot of women have. They're like, wow, I'm getting to be a certain age. I've done everything I know how to do. It's not for lack of trying, but it's not working, and they feel lost. What was it like for you to be in that place? Because you're so smart. Like, come on, you're like, yeah, you're like, damn, she called me out. But truthfully, you are so intelligent. You bring so much to the table, and yet you couldn't crack the code on this. What was the worst part about that for you?
Well, intelligence can be, first of all, thank you. But intelligence can be a detriment sometimes, I think, because I think this isn't really that much about intelligence. It's about emotional growth and like emotional development for me and for a lot of women that I've seen. But yeah, I wasn't able to, Yeah, and I don't think that being smart or being logical is really sort of how you crack the code for this one. I think it's just a different pathway. So yeah, I was just like I told you during the first call. I was just was starting to get numb. I remember saying that, and I just wanted to not be numb, and then the process started.
Huh. Well, and you were a tough sell. You weren't my easiest, lay down. You were a little bit of a tough sell, and that's okay. I want because a lot of women are. You signed up on that breakthrough call, but where were your hesitancies? What were your doubts going into this?
I think I'm skeptical by nature. I
Yes,
think.
you are one of the more skeptical people. I agree.
Oh
Which is
boy.
more, want to know something? I'm teasing you, but it made it all the more incredible, because I saw that in you when we did the call. And it was like such a win, to see you, despite your skepticism, go for it. So that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's usually, yeah, and that's sometimes what I've had with patients. I think that's usually like the. I think we've mentioned this in the past that sometimes the most challenging, let's call it cases or whatever, turn out to be the most rewarding and the most.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just thought that well, I guess if it hasn't happened so far and it's been 12 years, like what really can you offer in the sense that we're going to be so kind of different or grandiose or
Yeah.
I was just I mean I thought to myself that I've done it all. I mean, if I can crack the code, who else, like who can? Just kind
No, but I agree with you. Like, there you are on the other end of the Zoom call, and some woman is trying to, present her course and her love coaching course. And you're thinking, yeah, right. Like, what does this woman know that I don't know? Or that, I mean, I think I've heard everything there is to hear. Like, there's nothing new on this subject, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, no, I did, and I think I approached it from the standpoint of this is going to be kind of a pathway to grow and discover myself, and this is obviously I had a sense that this is going to be me working on me and me making um, me sort of becoming that person that I want to meet, becoming the guardian of my soul, because I kind of I mean, yes, I plan to meet the guardian of my soul nonetheless, but I mean, just trying to I think that we typically tend to attract who we are or what we are, so I kind of realized that it's going to be interesting and challenging, and that I'll grow as a result of this, and this is something that um, that's going to be transformational for me, that I'll take with me basically for the rest of my life.
Wow. And so that's the decision. Like when you entered into it, that was sort of your mindset in going into it. So, what was it like? What was the very first thing that that you learned or that happened in the program where you really went, "Oh, wow. Like I'm so glad I'm doing this. I'm in the right place."
Um, yeah. Oh my goodness. How do I like be gentle to myself while saying this? I think I tend to be more on. I think I have a sort of a this judgmental side, or I tend to be more critical. And I think going into this, I think the thing that kept on repeating for me is that I need to. I mean, not need to, but I want to be more curious. I want to be able to connect with every person that I meet, and it doesn't have to be like wedding on day two. It can be just really like the curiosity. I think was kind of this repeating motif, if you will. And I think Benjamin had mentioned that many times, and Rebecca, who's now a coach in my pod, and you as well. Just curiosity, just try to not rule something out like in 5 seconds, and then just really try to approach from a standpoint of curiosity and see where that goes.
And so that was a huge opening for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
since you've become more curious, can you talk about that? Like what's happening as a result of that in your dating life? How is that playing out?
Well, it enables, I mean, I've had one sort of rather short-term experience, but I think it enables me to connect with men more than I have been able to before, because you know it goes past a first date.
Mhm.
I haven't yet met the guardian of my soul, but it's I mean, like the interactions are happening, and whereas before, it would just be sort of this. I don't know. I'm trying to phrase it like this. I guess like everything would just be. There would be like desperation, like a hint of
Uh-huh.
desperation that would kind of go along with all these interactions, even swiping or being online, and right now, yeah, occasionally I really do have not the greatest of dates, but mostly they're a lot better, and there's no desperation at this point, going on dates. There's no specific timeline. There is a lot more curiosity and just willingness to meet people, and there's no the anxiety is well, anxiety is a whole different topic, but in a nutshell, it's not as riddled with anxiety as it was before, and there's no sort of like getting super attached to something. If something doesn't work out, I just let it go, and I know that there's something better waiting, and I'm not sort of this is a phrase that a friend mentioned to me, but I'm not like bending the universe's hand, um,
Wow.
trying to make it happen based on how I want this to happen, and basically surrendering, which is my personal growth, being more curious, being able to surrender, not forcing the universe's hand to bend, type of thing. I'm translating this, but this is just um, this is a major, I think, growth trajectory for me personally.
That's beautiful. And you feel like those things came out of doing the course, all of that.
Oh, totally, of course, absolutely. You know, the input from you and Benjamin, from Cassie, from Rebecca, from everyone else participating, hearing other stories and being able to relate to that, being able to 100%. This is all. And like I said, occasionally, yeah, I have moments where I sort of slightly lose myself, but then I kind of remind myself the principles and the things that we talked about. And I'll just quickly mention the final five as my guiding principle. And I'm able to kind of balance back.
I love it. Stella, may I ask, I'm curious, just how has this changed your life? You said you came into the course, right? And you knew it was something that you were going to take into your life. I mean, I know the growth I've seen in you. And um, I'm super sensitive to the changes in clients. So I can feel how much you've grown. And you're such a different person. Being with you now is so much easier. Would you agree? Yeah, she's shaking her head. You're just, and I mean that. Like, it's not like I didn't just adore you from day one. It's not about
You
that.
you can say it.
But your openness and, I think you feel that too.
I think that particular, yeah. I mean, 100. There's no more than 100%, but really 100%. I want to say 1,000% because there's really no 1,000%. But so yeah, 100, 100. Because, like I said, I think my friend, during my recent trip, I think it was really said best, because I was always trying to sort of bend the universe's hand. This has to
Love
happen
that.
like this. This has to, and now, like, I've listened to. I think I've pretty much attended every session, and SSW as well. Like, I think I was super committed, and that's actually another thing that I was able to kind of read. I knew that about myself, but the fact that, like, if I commit to something, I'm really there.
Yeah.
But it's easier to be next to me, I think, because I'm not as it's the anxiety component. It's dating, but not just dating anxiety. It was just a brilliant sentence. Just not forcing the universe or life or people or anything to necessarily abide by what you want. Just and being very kind of critical when that doesn't happen, but just letting things flow, letting them happen, and putting out the energy, like you said, in the past. And yeah, I remember. And having it come back, and if it doesn't come back like you want, just modify something, play with it, make it, like, make it a game. um
Yeah.
and yeah, it's that's what I'm doing. And I think once I'm really good at it, I guess the right person will be there. Or but again, there's sort of no this obsessive timeline. um,
Hmm.
it has to happen.
But Stella, so few people are willing to really surrender, which is so beautiful because you did have a timeline when you came in, and bending the universe's hand there, girl. But you did, there was that energy with you that, you wanted it and all. Um, but there are so few women who really can surrender to the process and let it unfold for them. And by doing that, the relationship that you're going to have is going to be amazing because you're showing up and you're not forcing things and you're allowing it to unfold and you've accepted the unfolding.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like every process, END, SSW, and many other events in my life are really kind of gearing me towards this element towards this growth and eventual surrender, and not in a negative sense, but
No.
really, um, I feel like that's maybe kind of the pivotal aspect of my, I don't know, being. Just, yeah, I think life kind of tends to always bring me to that I need to just um, put aside the skepticism and just let things be, and not be very, I want it that way. Kind of like that. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's going to, the beauty is too, when you do that, you create space to be surprised.
Hmm.
I mean, most of what I've seen in our, in many, many of our women who have found partners, Stella, these guys are so much better than they ever could have imagined through this process.
Right. And yeah, Rebecca was mentioning that as well. And I think it's just not forcing it to be what you want, because I think another thing that you've said in the past, or maybe I'm attributing that to you, but this whole idea of that we don't necessarily always know what we need, or what's going to be the best for us. So we have these ideas about what's going to be good for us, but that isn't always the truth. And yeah, just being open-minded, and really, I think I took the idea of curiosity very much to heart. And just like Benjamin said multiple times, just inquire, be curious about something, as opposed to be like very rigid about something and be very Well, it's not in the box that I needed to be in. So yeah.
Yeah. So many women don't, they just like, they're just walking away. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not going to work. Instead of, they could have just gotten curious about it and they'd probably be married by now.
Right, but I think it's also in combination with being true to yourself, because it's
Yeah.
interesting throughout this process you actually kind of discover more who you are and what's really aligned with you and what isn't. And so it's yeah, it's being open-minded and yet knowing who you are and being true to yourself and to your final five and to your principles as well.
Yeah. And just for anybody who's listening, the final five is an exercise in the third week of, this program, this 12-week program. And it's designed to help you really get clear on the five qualities to look for in your next partner. But it's a pivotal point in this journey that the women go through. And it's a week-long process because it starts with your relationship inventory and then goes into the final five. They build on each other. But it's a very, women hate it and love it because it can bring up a lot of deep, dark stuff. The
Yep.
good news is, like, we go deep really fast and then we bring you out of it as quickly as possible. But it really does bring these women through a whole process in a very short span of time where they get crystal clear on the five qualities they must look for in their next partner. And Stella, you've mentioned that a couple of times. So it sounds like it really was impactful, like you really trusted that process.
Totally, yeah, and I trust myself. I was just mentioning on one of the SSW calls with Rebecca that we were talking about, just going on dates, and sometimes you may miss someone who's not, who's potentially a good person, but if it's not strictly what you want, and if it's not if he doesn't have the final five, or if something else doesn't quite align there, then just being able to not obsess over it and just let it go, and know and trust that the right person for you is out there, and it's going to happen when the time is right, when I guess when you're um when the time's right. Yeah, so just not being attached to an outcome, and not being, I mean, to a point where it's really sort of you're bending the universe's hand kind of thing. So
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful. And it sounds like you've really transformed through the process. Um, I love where you're at, like listening to you. I hope that other women hearing this are really getting that this is a woman who's really done a lot of work. She's allowing it to happen. She's not forcing it, but she's showing up fully for it and ready. Her heart is becoming more and more open. And the less she tries to control it, the more she allows it, the more she's learning and growing from the process and being curious. She knows that it's just a matter of time. And she'd rather, I'm speaking for you, Stella, but what I also really hear is that you'd rather let this thing unfold and really be ready for this man. And you're willing to do the work it takes, to become the woman you need to be able to attract that guy.
yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah.
in a place of settling for the sake of just being with someone. I mean, I've never I never well. I don't think I ever was just being who I am, but I was really really frustrated before we started this process. I was really sort of frustrated, numb, and and a tinge of desperate or something. And right now it's just I'm just getting curious about. And I think I've even said on one of the, I think it was an ND call, that just being able to connect with men, just every man, it doesn't have to be kind of like, you know, the guardian of
Yeah.
myself to be, but just being able to connect and have that energy where they're not going to feel like I'm just kind of like this anxiety ball who's very demanding. um, yeah, just really, really surrendering. And I think so many events in my life are leading me to this, because I guess
Yeah.
that's my work. That's why I need to do. And
Mhm.
I have no other choice if I want to be in a good place. I mean, I'm choosing to do it because um, I want to be the best version of myself. And I think I'm on my way. And this is definitely part of this process, 100%.
Can you see how this and how attractive this kind of energy would be to the right guy? To be with a woman who's surrendered, who isn't trying to bend, the universe's hand, a woman who is curious. I mean, this is so beautiful, everything that you're saying. I've kind of been a little captivated because I can feel you're so genuinely in this space. It's very authentic, everything that you're saying. It's not like you're trying to talk yourself into being there. This is genuinely where you are. So I'm really proud of you. Yeah, I'm really proud of you. And Stella, I'm so honored to have, had you in this program,
Thank you.
and to have you in it. You're just lovely. And, it's just the highest form of compliment when a woman like you says yes to doing it. So, being discerning and skeptical and all, and having said yes is a huge vote of confidence and trust. And I'm hoping, I think we really delivered on our promise to you. So
100%. Yeah, no,
good.
it, it was um it was just yeah, I mean, also this process when we had I'll just quickly mention this. When we had the retreat, um after that I was able to let go of this man who was a big disappointment. And he's actually a good person, a great guy,
Mhm.
just not for me. We're just not compatible. And I was able to let go of that. And I think that sort of prompted this idea that I don't need to cling to what is not mine. And again, bending the universe. And just letting, yeah, it's been really, I mean, I don't sort of, I would like to, I think that things don't do happen for a reason. I would like to think that they're not just coincidences. This is sort of my the faithful part of my mind, and the logical, like, and so sometimes they but I think there is a reason as to why I came across that YouTube infomercial, or and that we started working together, because it's part of my evolution. So thank you so much.
Aw, I'm so glad it spoke to you, that
It did.
YouTube ad.
It did.
Yeah, if it's speaking to women like you, then I'm reaching my target, because I would love to have, 500 Stellas in the program. We're like, no, that would suck. No.
Be careful what you wish for.
Stella, if this is the outcome, I'll take it. This is really great. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
And yeah, I really am. I mean, you're going to meet someone awesome. You just are. First of all, you really are an amazing woman.
Thank you.
You really are. I mean that. I see you. So just know that. And you're awesome. And I just can't wait for you to have your guy. You've worked really hard, and you are going to be blown away by how incredible this guy is. So come back and do another interview when you meet him, okay? Will you bring him back?
Almost, yeah. No, thank you. Like seeing you, and like another important thing. Well, first of all, everyone's great. The coaches are wonderful, but I think seeing you and Benjamin, and how you interact, and that's been super instrumental, because I
Mhm.
haven't seen you know a lot of that, or maybe,
Yeah.
like, maybe not at all. So that was just, oh, so there's the possibility for such a relationship, as opposed to a lot of different examples that I've seen throughout my life. So yeah, thank you. It's been
Yeah.
it's been absolutely transformational for me, and thank you.
It's really been our pleasure, Stella. Honestly, an honor and a real pleasure. And I know Benjamin sends you his love as well. He told me to tell you. So I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your story. Um, and I love where you are. And I will tell you one last thing. It was the team, it was Rebecca and Cassie who just said, "Oh my God, you have to talk to Stella. She's so amazing. She's in the most incredible place." They were the ones who said, "You've got to talk to her if she'll do an interview." Yeah, they see it too. So I just wanted you to know we're all watching out for you guys.
Oh, you guys are amazing.
Um,
I'm just gonna, yeah, the pods are, it's gonna be, I'm
yeah.
gonna I'm gonna miss everyone so much, and I'm really eternally grateful, because it's been life changing for me, and
Oh.
truly is. So thank you.
Stella, thank you. Thank you. And we'll always be here. Please, well, not always, unfortunately. Scratch that, roll back the tape. We will be here for you, in any way we can.
I know.
And please let Benjamin and me know when you meet your guy. Okay.
Most certainly, I'll be in touch, and hopefully that happens soon. But whenever that happens, it happens. Not gonna
Whenever
bend the universe.
good. All you got to do is show up and keep doing your part, and it will happen.
I
All
know.
right, honey, I love you. I
You
thank you
too.
so, so much. And yeah, yeah, I look forward to the next time.
We'll be in touch. Thank
Thanks,
you.
honey.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.